Hey everyone, it is Shavana, your future physician that you will soon know around the world. I feel like this message is very important for those that are low income, disadvantaged, minorities, Hispanics, Latino, African American, all of the above. If you are if you are deciding to choose a career in medicine, I feel like you need to watch this because a lot of us go into medicine and not knowing because it's a lot of sneaky things that they don't tell you until you actually get into medical school and then you realize the trap of being a medical student. I'm too far in this to go back. I didn't spend too much money to choose another career. And then now that I've spent this money, now I got to take 10 tests before I even get to clinicals or before I even get out of school. Or, the process in between is delayed in some ways. And just getting there can be delayed. We already know the debt that comes with being a medical student. If you don't know, a lot of debt is accrued with being a medical student. The next thing is if you're retaking that MCAT over and over again, that MCAT is $300 every exam, unless you have the financial aid thing that they provide so that you can have off of your exam. And then you have to apply for applications for medical school, which could be $100 an application. And then they have what you call secondaries, where you pay for your first application. And then if they decide, okay, you put in your first one, now you got to do a second application, which is probably $60 to $80 depending on the school. So all the money that you accrue and you're not even a doctor yet. I'm not even in medical school yet, but I done spent about 30 G's on being a doctor, and I'm not even a student yet. Wait, what now? Okay, so yeah, and you see why this is honestly, some of this is built in a way to where it can be like it's weeding people out and stopping a lot of people from even becoming a physician because they know how much it costs just to be a physician, and now I got to take out all of this money to be this student. When I began this journey, the only thing that I ever stood out that I needed to know about being a medical student was that I needed to take those prereqs. That's all I thought of. That was the only requirement that I thought was necessary in being on this path. And I didn't know there were a lot of things that I really should have researched. So number one is there are a lot of things you need to research about your school or wherever you're going before you even go. And some of us think the research that we did is enough. That's the problem. You don't know all of this stuff, the hidden sneaky tricks that they got at these schools until you actually in it. And now you're trying to make a way out of no way and you praying to God like, Lord, so what you gonna do about this, Lord? What you gonna do, Lord? Because I can't do it. So when choosing school, I chose my school based on purpose, if you heard my message before, and I didn't consider anything else. Like I said, in the instance for me, I didn't know what was going to all be behind going out of the country. So let me preface, I went out the country for medical school. I didn't know what all was behind going out the country for being a medical student. I just went through this door of opportunity and I was like, great. So I began medical school. And even while I'm in school right now, there's stuff that I'm learning that I didn't know. One more time, I did not know that I needed to know, because why would I need to know that? Why would I even think to look up certain things? So number one, I want to talk about financial aid. Good old financial aid. All right. So as a medical student, I am out the country. I'm going to say it again. I'm out the country. Trap number one. All right. So, being out the country, you don't have FAFSA. You don't have FAFSA. And some schools do have FAFSA, but then it's the setup of how the school is too. So we're going to talk about that on another time. But let's talk about the FAFSA. My school does not have the FAFSA. So what do we have? We have Sally Mae. All right, cool. I was like, cool, yeah, I can go to this school. You got Sally Mae. Going to a Caribbean medical school is great if you can get out of here in that time frame, because great, they give you enough money for, I think it's like 2 years or whatever. But in the event that your time get extended and you may not pass the class and have to retake, and then you still here, so now you got to pay for school and you got to pay for housing each semester, like $25,000. If you're out of the country, it's not set on you having a set amount of financial aid to where it takes you through your whole education until the end. What they're not going to do is they're not going to give you no more money, and now you got to figure out where you're going to take out a private loan. You've already, if you have co-signers that need to add themselves to your loan. So when I started school, I was able to do my own loans, like until my sister had to be added on as a co-signer. Boom. Now the trick in that is if you've used this cosigner before, they're taking on the same debt as you, so now you can't use that cosigner no more. Now, the other trick is, if you don't have that money, you're not in school. Who gonna pay for it? Who gonna pay $25,000? Who gonna pay it? And your education not even done yet. And then Sally Mae ain't give you no more money because, and guess what? I've added on some more semesters because of certain classes that I had to retake. This year coming up, I applied for Sally Mae again. Did not get approved. 2 times. Did not get approved. How am I going to pay for my education, y'all? How am I going to pay for my education? That's the trap of being a student out of the country, because guess what? You keep accruing debt. And then now if you need a cosigner and those cosigners don't work, who's going to pay for it? This is what financial aid told me. I'm so sorry to hear that. Send us your TransUnion reports. So y'all gonna give me a cosigner that's gonna cosign? So me sending you this report, is that going to magically make a cosigner appear? Because now you're trying to tell me what type of cosigner I need when the cosigners that I have may have houses, may have cars, they've already accrued debt. Are they making $1 million and some dollars a year? No, they not. So who going to pay for this education? That's the trap of being out the country, because now if your time is extended, guess what? Sally Mae is all they have for a Caribbean school. And you still have 3 more years, 2 or 3 more years left of education to go forth. So how is that going to be paid for? So the next time you're thinking of going out the country or in your journey of medical school, be wise in knowing how you're going to pay for this education. Because if you don't have somebody around you that's making almost $1 million or more to co-sign for you or to give you money for your education, guess what? Your education won't be finished. Because the thing about it is, they're not going to help you. You can go on a payment plan, but guess what? If my semester is $25,000 a semester, who got $25,000 to give me each semester so that I can finish my education to get off the island? That's not my education finished. I got to finish the preclinical classes first to get back to U.S. And the funny thing about it is, these classes don't transfer. They don't transfer to the U.S. So now that's another problem on top of the money that you already spent. So I'm going to end with this. Know what it is that you need to know about financial aid before you decide to go to school. Because you can be in the middle of your education and they will tell you, I'm sorry, you need to find a private, either somebody can give you a private loan, you have to find somebody to fund your education, or else you will not be attending school. And guess what? You are in the middle of your education and they don't care. And if you don't have the money to provide it, you can't finish what you started. And now you may be in $500,000 worth of debt. And now you have to go back home and try to figure out how you are going to continue your education. Or you would have to start back over in the U.S. with classes that don't transfer, and that means you have just added on another 4 years of education because you didn't know what you needed to know before you decided, I'm going to go out the country for medical school.